Hey everyone, it's Neon here, and I just want to wish everyone a happy Tuesday to start things off. And now let's get into it. Forced me to take 2 weeks of unpaid time off? Have fun running the place without me. I used to work at this one coffee shop, my first chain coffee shop after working only at local or family-run ones. Simply put, it was hell. Owners would micromanage everything without knowing anything about how the business ran. Never listened to their staff, and only cared about the money. Typical out-of-touch owners of a business. I was hired to replace a manager that had walked out of one of their locations, leaving it with only part-time staff. I was told I was being hired on as the acting manager, until they either hired someone else or they felt I would be a good fit for the position after my 6 months probation. I won't go into everything that went wrong because there's a lot, but to summarize, it was literal hell. I was expected to cover all no-shows, which had me working 90 to 100 hours a week. I wasn't allowed to fire anyone no matter how many things they did wrong. Someone actually showed up to work drunk, and I still wasn't allowed to fire them. And any changes I wanted to implement were shot down, like replacing old parts in the espresso machine, shortening hours to save money on labor, bringing in items that customers would always ask for. I was stressed, overworked, and irritated as hell when the owner comes in to talk to me about sales for the store. We weren't making enough to warrant the hours I had scheduled, and he wasn't going to pay me any more overtime. I would only work the hours I'm scheduled, and if someone no-showed, I had to have someone else cover those shifts. I tried to explain that I only came in when no one else would cover. It just so happened that the people he allowed to continue to work here had terrible availability. Making the schedule was already hard enough. Getting someone other than myself to come in on their day off was next to impossible. On top of all that, I had to learn the ropes myself. There was no one to train me, so all the managerial knowledge, ordering, scheduling, I learned myself. No one other than me knew how to order coffee, had the numbers for the repair guys, anything other than making coffee and using the till. I was the only one that knew. He wasn't hearing any of it. Owner: all I'm hearing is excuses. This is your store. If you can't handle running it, I'll start looking for someone who will. Me: wasn't that the plan though? It's been 3 months since my probation period ended and you never gave me the manager position, so I assumed you were looking for someone to take over. Owner: I think it's in your best interest to take some time off. Start thinking about your position here and whether you actually want to start moving up. I had mentioned in the interview I was looking forward to working my way up in the business. Me: I can't. There's no one to cover me. Owner: you're taking this time off. Me: is this a paid break? Owner: no, consider this a timeout for you to get yourself sorted. Take the 2 weeks to rest and we'll see what your position will be like when you get back. Me: owner, I can't really afford to take that amount of time off. I can't even take 2 days without having to come in and cover. Owner: don't worry about the business right now. It'll run without you. Now, to put into perspective, I was basically the manager at that point. I made the schedules, I did the orders, I knew the codes to the safe and the alarm. I wasn't allowed to hire someone to assist me, and no one worked enough time to be able to cover even half of my shifts. I knew this. The staff knew this. Customers knew it. I made sure to block all work numbers and spent those 2 weeks looking for another job. I managed to find one after a few days that paid significantly more. I sent my resignation email to payroll, and the owner, knowing he never checks it, deleted my account off the POS system. Being a manager means I have access to it from home, and spent the rest of the leave catching up on well-deserved sleep. Having blocked all work numbers, I'm not getting paid, so I'm not working. According to my coworkers, shit started going wrong the next day. One of the openers didn't show, and the next staff member didn't have keys. Owner wasn't answering his phone, so they left a message. Owner didn't show up until one of the regulars called asking if the place was closed down. He showed up 4 hours after they were supposed to open. Orders weren't done, inventory was missed, 4 no-shows, you name it, it went wrong. Owner tried every way he could to get a hold of me, even using a customer's phone to call me. Too bad I didn't answer any calls that weren't in my contacts already. After 2 weeks, I turn my phone back on, get a call the same day from owner. We agree to meet the next day. Owner: so, you've had some time to think. Me: I have. It's really given me perspective on my position here. Owner: we can start you back on your normal hours for now, and we're looking for a manager to take on more of your responsibilities. Me: oh, that's good. I'm actually quitting. He was silent for a few minutes. I think he was waiting for me to tell him I was kidding. Sucks for you, buddy. I'm serious. Me: I've already emailed payroll and removed my login from the computer. Here are my keys. Good luck. And I left. Owner tried calling me a few times but stopped once I told him to check his email. I was on okay terms with some of the staff that worked there, and apparently majority of them had quit after I had left. Owner did find a replacement pretty quickly, but without anyone to train them, owner didn't know anything about running the business, honestly. They were effed from the get-go and left pretty soon after they were hired. My petty ass is always checking reviews from customers and employees, and they have consistently sucked for the past year and seem to be on a downward trend over the past year. I'm always so surprised when you have a situation like this with an owner like this that it baffles me that they just don't see that mistreating their employees, especially someone that aspires to be a manager for your store, someone that really wants to do well and help your business out, and you treat them like this. It never makes sense to me. I've worked in many different places, and this is just wild. So it's very deserved of this owner, and honestly, this employee that, seems to work really hard and really want to, move on and do good work, they deserve better. So I hope, OP, that your new endeavor is much better than this original one.